Hi, today we're going to discuss about multiplication and division of fractions. So what are the rules in multiplying and dividing fractions? We will answer that question as we go along with this lesson. Let's go! Multiplication and division of fractions. In this lesson, there are terms to remember. Reciprocal, multiplicative inverse. What is the difference between reciprocal and multiplicative inverse? Okay, so for the learning objectives, first, we're going to multiply fractions. Second, determine the reciprocal of a given fractions. Third, divide fractions. And fourth, solve problems. Rules in multiplication of fractions. Okay, given A, B, C, and D are integers, then A over B times C over D is equal to AC over BD. Okay, so what's the rule? Multiply both numerators and multiply both denominators based on the given equation. So A over B times C over D. So the rule is you have to multiply all the numerators. We have A times C, that's AC over multiply all the denominators, B times D, so that's BD. Okay, that's the rule for multiplication of fractions. Next, if A and B are integers, then the reciprocal of A over B is B over A. Okay, the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse of AB is equal to B over A. Okay, so you have to switch the order from numerator to denominator. So if you have A over B, then the multiplicative inverse is equal to B over A. So meaning to say, reciprocal and multiplicative inverse are just the same. Okay? All right. A over B times B over A is equal to 1. Meaning a number multiplied by its reciprocal or multiplicative inverse is always equal to 1. Okay? Again, a number multiplied by its reciprocal or multiplicative inverse is equal to 1. All right. Example number 1. Okay. We will apply the rules on how to multiply fractions. Evaluate 3 over 5 times 2 over 3. Okay, what's the rule? You have to multiply all the numerators. We have 3 times 2 equals 6. All the denominators, 5 times equals 15. And this is reducible. You have to reduce your final answer. So what can you divide 6 and 15 without remainder? Of course, by 3, right? 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. And 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. Now, this is your final answer. Meaning the product of 3 over 5 and 2 over 3 is equal to 2 over 5. Okay? All right, let's go to example number 2. Find the product 3 and 7 over 8 and 3 over 7. So meaning 3 and 7 over 8, this is a mixed number multiplied to a fraction. So what's the rule? Okay, for the solution, 3 and 7 over 8 times 3 over 7 is equal to 31 over 8. So meaning, we will convert the mixed number to improper fractions. How? 8 times 3, 24, plus 7, that's 31, over the denominator, which is 8, times 3 over 7 is equal to 31 times 3, that's 93. And 8 times 7, that's 56. So your answer would be 93 over 56. If you want to convert that into a mixed number, so that's 1 and 37 over 56. Simply divide 93 by 56. Okay? Example number 3. Find the product. Okay. Find the product of a negative fraction and a negative mixed number. So by the rule on how to add, oh, I'm sorry, on how to multiply integers, this is sign numbers, negative times negative. So we can expect that our final answer would be positive, okay? Because we are multiplying two negative numbers, no? The 3 over 5, which is a fraction, and negative 2 and 3 over 8, which is a mixed number. Okay, the solution, of course, 3 over 5, that's negative 3 over 5 times, okay, this is a parenthesis, negative 2 and 3 over 8 is equal to negative 3 over 5, this one. And then we will convert this to mixed number. So that's given negative 8 times 2, 16 plus 3, 19 over 8. So we're going to get the product of negative 3 and negative 19. So the answer would be positive 57. 5 times 8, 40. So our final answer would be 57 over 40, or you convert this to mixed number, that's equal to 1 and 17 over 40. Okay. All right, so let's go to example number 4. 4 times 5 over 4. Okay, so we are multiplying a whole number or an integer and a fraction. So what should be the rule? 4 over 5 times, 4 times 5 over 4 is equal to, you multiply a whole number and the numerator, which is 20, over the denominator. So 20 over 5 over 4 is equal to 5. So 5 is your final answer. Or simply, you have to cancel 4. So the remaining is 5. So the product is equal to 5. Okay, so let's go to the next. Example number 5. Find the product. Of course, there are 4 fractions. So you are going to multiply all the fractions so that you can get the product. Okay. The rule says that you multiply all the numerators. Okay. You multiply all the numerators over the product of all the denominators. That's 1. But that process will require you to reduce your final answer into lowest term. That's one option. The solution here, you have to apply the cancellation process. You have to cancel the numerator and denominator. All right, so let's say, for example, 2 over 3 times 1/2 times 3 over 4 times 4 over 5. So you have to cancel 2. That's 2 over 2, that's 1. Okay, you cancel 2. You cancel 3 over 3. You cancel 4 over 4. So, the remaining digit in the numerator is 1. Okay, so because 2 over 2 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. And the denominator, these are 1, 3, 2, 4, that's 1, 3 over 3, that's 1. Okay, so 5. So the final answer would be 1 over 5. Okay, now, if you want to multiply all the numerators, the product should be 2 times 1, 2 times 3, 6 times 4, 24. The denominator, 3 times 2, 6 times 5, 30 times 4, 120. So 12, 24 over 120. Okay, so okay, 20, wait, so 6, 30, 120. Okay, so the answer is 24 over 120. Okay, you divide 120 by 24, the answer is 5. So the quotient, the product for this is 24 over 120, or equal to 1 over 5. Okay, so you see, if you apply the rule, okay, you multiply all the numerators over all the denominators, you have to reduce your final answer to the lowest term. All right, so let's go to example number 6. Find the product. This one. 6 over 5 times negative 2 over 3 times negative 5 over 8. Okay, by looking at the given fractions, you are multiplying two negative numbers. So you can expect that the product is positive because negative times negative is equal to positive. One option is to multiply all the numerators. 6 times negative 2 times negative 5, we have positive 60. 5 times 3, that's 15, times 8, that's 120. So reduce into lowest term, divide numerator by 60 and denominator by 60, so that your final answer would be equal to 1/2. By cancellation process, you can cancel 6 and 3. Of course, you have to divide 6 by 3. The quotient is 2. 2 over 8, you have to divide numerators and denominators by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equals to, negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Then negative 5 and 5. Okay, negative 5 over 5, that's negative 1. And then you have to multiply 2 and negative 1 and negative 1. So the product is 2, positive 2, over 4, which is also equal to 1/2. Okay, so either you can use the cancellation process or the usual process or the rule. Okay, still, no, you'll get the same answer, which is equal to 1/2. Let's go to division of fractions. What are the rules? Okay, so given A, B, C, and D are integers, then, okay, so A, B, C, and D are integers. So meaning there's a possibility that your A, B, and C are positive integers or negative integers, or there are some just negative and there are some which is positive. Okay, so we have this rule. A over B divided by C over D, the answer would be A over D multiply to the reciprocal of C over D, which is D over C. Okay, okay, a number, this one, A over D, or A over B divided by C over D is equal to a number, which is A over B, times the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse of a number. And then you apply the rule for multiplication. Okay, so A times D, that's AD, B times C, BC, or you apply the cancellation process. You see, multiplication and the division and the multiplication. So the multiplication and division works hand in hand. You can use multiplication to solve for division of fractions. Okay, we'll have example for number 1. Find the quotient of 5 over 6 divided by a whole number. So what's the process? 5 over 6 times 5 is equal to 5 over 6, okay, divided by 5 over 1. No? This is, the two are equal. Okay, 5 over 6, meaning 5 over 6 is the numerator, and your denominator is 5 or 5 over 1. Okay, so this is 5 over 6 multiplied to the reciprocal of 5. What is the reciprocal of 5? Of course, 1/5. Okay, so you can apply cancellation because 5 over 6 times 1 over 5, you can cancel 5. And 5, when you cancel 5 and 5, so meaning the quotient is 1. Cancellation is division. You are dividing 5 by 5, so meaning the quotient is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, so the final answer would be 1 over 6. Or if you multiply the numerators without the use of cancellation process, so 5 times 1 is 5, 6 times 5 is 30. So the quotient is 5 over 30. Simplify or reduce into lowest term by 5. Okay, so 5 divided by 5 equals 1, and 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6. Okay, so the final answer will be 1 over 6. Okay, let's go to the next. For example, number 2, we are multiplying, or sorry, we are dividing mixed number by a fraction. 6.5 divided by negative 1 over 4. Okay, so this is the process. 6.5 divided by negative 1 over 4. You convert 6.5 into improper fraction, which is 2 times 6, 12 plus 1, 13 over the denominator, which is equal to 2, divided by negative 1 over 4, equals, you copy 13 over 2 times the reciprocal of negative 1/4. What's the reciprocal? You have to change the order. Negative 1 is in the numerator and 4 is denominator. When you multiply the reciprocal, so you have to interchange, or you have to switch the order, okay, from numerator to denominator and from denominator to numerator. So we have now 30, you can apply cancellation class, no? 4 divided by 2, of course, the quotient is 2. 2 times 13, that's 26. Okay, so this is now 1 times negative 1, negative 1. Or, you can write the negative sign before the number. So 26 divided by 1, of course, negative 26. 26 divided by negative 1, that's negative 26. So negative 26 is your final answer. Let's go to example number 3. 1 over 6 times 6 over 5 times negative 5. We are multiplying 3 fractions. Okay? This one, no, for multiplications. All right. 1, 6 and 6 over 5, you can cancel 6. Okay, so the remaining is 1 over 5 times negative 5. You can cancel 5 and negative 5. Okay, cancel 5 and negative 5, so that's negative 1. Okay, this one. Okay, so negative 5 over 5, the product is negative 1. All right, let's go to example number 4. This is a combination of multiplication and division of fractions or mixed number. 2/3 times 4 over 5 divided by 2 and 1/3. Okay, now in this case, we're going to convert 2 and 1/3 to improper fractions and then perform the division of fractions. So given 2/3 times 4 over 5 divided by 2 and 1/3 is equal to 2/3 times 4 over 5 divided by the mixed number converted to improper should be 3 times 2, 6 plus 1, 7. So it's 7 over 3. This is division process. So 2/3 times 4 over 5, we will multiply, we'll use multiplication to solve this problem. Of course, we will multiply this term to the reciprocal of 7 over 3 or the multiplicative inverse, which is 3 over 7. So we are now multiplying all the numerators and all the denominators. But in this case, we can cancel 3. Okay, we can cancel 3. Or without cancellation, you can multiply 2 times 4, that's 8, times 3, it's 24. 3 times 5, 15, times 7, that's 105. This is still reducible by 3. Okay, you divide numerator and denominator by 3. So 24 divided by 3, that's 8. 105 divided by 3, it's 35. So the final answer would be 8 over 35. Okay, so let's go to the next. We have worded problem. Okay, so it's the application of multiplication of fractions. According to NBA standards, basketball should bounce back 2/3 of the distance from which it is dropped. How high should a basketball bounce which is dropped from a height of 3 and 3 over 4 yards? Okay, so this is a multiplication between 2/3 and 3 over 3/4. Okay, so what is 2/3 of 3 and 3 over 4? Okay, so this is the process. Of course, we have mixed number. You convert this to improper. 4 times 3, 12 plus 3, 15 over 4. So you apply the multiplication process. So when you multiply 2 and 15, that's 30. 3 and 4, that's 12. But this is still reducible by 6. We divide 30 by 6, that's 5. 12 by 6, that's 2. So our answer would be 5 over 2 or 2 and 1/2. So meaning, this is the distance or the height, okay, the height of a basketball bounce. Because 2/3 of 3 and 3/4, 2/3 of 3 and 3/4 is equals to 2 and 1/2 yards. So, okay, so the final answer would be 2 and 1/2 yards. Okay, for our activity, Skill Booster 1.11b, you have to answer letter A, B, and C on page 78 and 80. All right, so thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from our lesson. I hope you can answer our activity for today. Good luck, and if you're done, so you can submit your work using your messenger. Bye. Thank you, guys.